Isaac Newton was an English philosopher. He was born on December 25, 1642 in Walthamstow, England, and he died on March 20, 1727. Newton's work combined the contributions of Copernicus, Kepler, Galileo, and Descartes into a new and powerful synthesis. His mother got married again, and she left him with his uncle. In July 1662, he founded the Royal Society, and in September of 1687 he published the complete book of Principia to the Royal Society.
Well, now we are going to explain the first law of Newton, law of inertia. Newton's first law of motion states that an object at rest remains at rest and an object in motion remains in motion with the same velocity, unless acted upon by what we call an unbalanced force. An unbalanced force is an external force that changes the motion of an object. When an object is at rest or moving at a constant velocity, all the forces acting on it are balanced. Forces are balanced. Objects at rest with a velocity of 0 meters per second stays at rest, and objects in motion with a velocity of 0 meters per second stay in motion. Well, here is a fact. Objects keep on doing what they are doing unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. Well, I'm not going to explain an example. Let's see how Newton's law of motion applies to drinking coffee and driving. Well, the car is at rest or even moving at a constant velocity, so is the coffee and stays in the cup. But what happens to the coffee if you increase velocity in a forward direction? The coffee keeps doing what it has been doing and ends up in your lap.
According to Newton's second law of motion, acceleration is produced when a force acts on a mass. The greater the mass of the object accelerated, the greater the amount of force needed to accelerate the object. However, the second law gives us an exact relationship between force, mass, and acceleration. It can be expressed as an equation. Force is equal to mass times acceleration.
Newton's third law is the law of action and reaction. This law states that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. This means that forces always come in pairs, and those interact with objects. For example, when a fish swims against the current in order to move, the water will push forward and the fins of the fish will push backwards. The same happens when a bird flies. The wings will push in a direction and the wind will push in the other. An example is when a bus is driving and a butterfly hits the window. Which of the forces is greater?